That would not have turned out nice because
that would have
before
been
you got here, Dave,
yeah,
I was just in the Boston area. The last 24 hours, there was a coyote attack. I think Arlington, Massachusetts. 2 young kids attacked by a same coyote in the same town.
Oof.
Yeah, small kids. Coyotes usually will go after small cats.
They go
dogs.
after small prey.
Small
basically.
prey,
Yeah. If you've got like a little, I don't know, what do you call them? Purse dogs. The little dog you bring in your purse. Lap dogs.
Yeah. Coyotes don't necessarily are not aggressive toward like a full-grown human. Usually, but they will go after young kids. So that lady was very lucky. Very lucky.
That would be a tough thing to live with.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, as soon as they say it's a dog and it's mangy, it's like you're pretty sure at that point. You ever be called mangy, Nathan?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving on. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite recording.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the just bizarre. I don't know even how to categorize it. It's just bizarre. Hold on, because if you want at the end, I'll give you this girl's phone number.
I clean my clothes, my underwear often, like every week. I have this funny smell of someone else's private, and I just wanted the cops to know they're my underwear, but they have someone else's scent on it. It's very disgusting. I don't know how it got in here.
So Nathan, you had a roommate at one point and used to wear underwear. Is that what she's saying?
Is that what happened? I just heard her say, I've got underwear. I got my underwear, but it's not my her scent?
Yeah, I guess she knows what she smells like.
Saying. She's saying that she washes her underwear once a week, and don't we all?
At least.
Yeah. And then she changes it. No, she said all right, so she's
she has some mental health issues, this young lady.
You think she does?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure she does, yeah.
All right.
Well, she was my ex-girlfriend, so I know she does.
Okay.
No, she wasn't.
You're thinking about, and you're thinking about sharing a number with us all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she does sound like my type.
Yeah, a lot of calls like that, they're just, people like that, you can usually tell just by the tone of their voice and by the content of the call that there's some mental health issue going on down there.
And because that's the idea that they're smelling something, hearing something, hearing voices is the
hearing voices, smelling things. It's but you have in the whole scheme of everything, knowing that young lady, absolutely mental health issues, schizophrenia, and stuff like that.
That's too bad.
But I mean, it's funny. Good comedy, absolutely.
Hello, 911. Someone pissed in my drawers. Would you come and mop it up?
Well, I don't even think she wanted that. I think she just wanted to. Well, she just wanted to make people aware that it was a different smell.
People aware.
My underwear does not smell like me. Thank you.
I know what my smell. I think what she was saying is, I know what my underwear smells like, and there's a smell coming from this underwear that is not like my usual. I don't know why, and I just want you to know.
My underwear usually smells like sour cream and onion.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, Dave. You ever snort too much coke?
No.
All right, well,
I've never snorted too much coke.
Well, hang on for a second, because we're going to see what happens when you snort too much coke on a Friday night after a good gig.
I bet this is going to be it's going to be a long call, but I bet he's going to get a lot of information into that call.
Hi, I'm a little embarrassed to call, but I figured I'd call you guys first. I purchased some cocaine, and I used kind of a lot of it, and I feel kind of funny. Should I go to the emergency room, or could an ambulance come here?
The first thing about that call.
Yep. What's she asking for?
She wants to know. She snorted too much coke. She bought some coke. She snorted too much, and she was feeling funny. Whether she was anxiety or her heart was racing about 300 beats a minute, about to explode. So she called 911, wanted to know if she should drive herself to the emergency room or have the ambulance come to her house.
Okay, so she's looking for advice, and she figures, who knows more about snorting too
coke
much
than
coke
cops.
than cops.
She didn't sound, when people are usually wired out on coke, their voice sounds a lot more erratic and they're just really energetic. She sounded really calm to me.
Maybe it was her first time snorting too much coke.
Yeah, and she just had the opposite effect.
But yeah, she didn't have that manic, crazy.
No, she didn't. She didn't sound that way. But yeah, people call, and people will call about a drug deal gone bad, meaning they'll meet a drug dealer to buy whatever they're going to buy.
Yeah, they'll get ripped off.
And they'll get ripped off, and they'll call the police, or they'll come into the police station and say, hey, they'll give us a license plate or a name of a person, and they'll say, hey, I gave this guy $100 for some coke, and they just took off with my money. And we're like, what would you like us to do?
Yeah.
What would you like us to do? There's nothing you can do about it. Now,
well,
if someone pulled out a weapon, there's a different story. But if you're going to buy some illegal drugs, David,
yeah,
then buyer beware. There's nothing we're going to do about it. There's nothing, because both of the transactions are illegal. Why would you even report yourself? Why would you do that?
That's a good question.
Well,
I don't know.
What do you think the cops can do for you, Dave?
Here's what I think they could do.
Nathan, what can they do for you? Dave doesn't do drugs anymore.
Get me an extra bag from the evidence locker to make up
that's
for
a good
it.
point. Yeah. What about the evidence?
I should be talking to Nathan, because Nathan's in that core age group. You're out of it, Dave.
I know. Well,
The only drug you're taking is Viagra.
But this is one of those things that I'm aware that the people sometimes call about like the prostitute gone bad.
Yeah, Susie Yum Yum.
Susie Yum Yum.
Next time you're in Lowell, yell out the window. Or
right, next time in Lowell,
she's probably 22 now.
I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one, but I'm aware of those because I've seen them before in the police notes, and it just seems like, I guess you could say, listen, this guy just double crossed me on a deal for cocaine. Here's his license plate number. Somebody might pull him over.
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah.
And then you'd get him probably with possession with intent to distribute. Is that likely? It's not likely. I know.
Not that scenario. You could watch him a week later or find out where he lives or who he is, and
you couldn't. That's not enough to pull him. That's not enough for problem.
Right then and there. That's a wash. Nothing's going to happen with that.
So let's say
99 cops out of 100, nothing's going to happen with that.
Okay, so you're saying
there's one cop that might.
Theoretically, you could pull the guy over and find this out, and then he could withdraw his complaint? Or does the guy walk?
The guy's going to walk.
Guy's going to walk no matter
what. Because it's
no
a
probable
wash.
cause.
It's a wash.
What do you mean it's a wash?
It's two idiots. It's two idiots.
All right.
Two idiots equals nothing.
It's a victimless crime.
Thank you, Nathan. There you go. The voice of reason.
The one you were just calling us two idiots? Nathan, he was talking about us.
No, I wasn't. No, the two idiots up the street.
I know. I'm trying to confuse Nathan.
Okay.
Mission accomplished. I'm confused.
All right, next one.
Oh, this was a great one. So we got a call one night from a lady in a very nice part of town. You're talking $1 million homes. Very wealthy part of town. And she requested a couple of police officers or a police officer to come over and make sure he had a handcuff key on him.
Nice part of town, handcuff key.
Yeah. So
handcuff key.
Yeah, handcuff
right,
key.
I understand
So
that.
we show up.
I think we've all been in this situation, haven't we, Nathan?
Maybe.
So we show up at the house, and there's about 10 or 12 very attractive, intoxicated, middle-aged, 35 to 40-year-old ladies. And one of the ladies meets us at the door. And I just so happen to know some of these ladies because their children, 20 years ago or so, whatever it was, went to school with one of my kids. So I would have seen them at, school functions and stuff like that. So we get there.
That's
and,
the value of being a cop in your own town.
So they look a little embarrassed, but these weren't even the ones that needed to be embarrassed. So we went upstairs, and there was two ladies, in their Victoria's Secrets lingerie, handcuffed to the bedposts together.
Beautiful.
And I guess they forgot to have a handcuff key on hand because they couldn't get out of the handcuff.
Who doesn't bring a handcuff key to a sex party?
Wait a second, I've seen this porno. I remember this. I remember the plot.
Yeah, the confused cop.
So Dave, always carry a handcuff key because most handcuffs have a standard key to it.
I always
most
figured that. I figured that was the case.
There are different types, but kind of in law enforcement, certain police departments will all carry the same handcuff.
Like if we've got
with the same key.
Series A, you might have the Series B. The next town over might have Series B.
So you just don't want a bad scenario. Let's say, for instance, a cop gets handcuffed, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Or you can't,
you lose it. You bring somebody in, you bring somebody in, somehow you lose
medical
it.
and they're handcuffed and you got to unhandcuff them and.
Or you're at a sex party. So let me ask you this.
You're at a sex party.
How many women were at the sex party again?
There was about 10 to 15. I'm sure there was some hiding.
Okay, hold on, Nathan.
Yeah.
It was like a lesbian sex party, Dave. There was no men there.
There were no men there.
No.
Here's my point, though. 10 to 15.
Yeah.
That's like a full 1/3. That's five. That's a 5-woman difference. Don't you think that somebody should know if there are 10 or if there are 15? It's not that big a number. It's not like 500 or 600.
Well, we didn't put, a lot of times when you go to college, you'll put everyone's name on a report. And that was one where you wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, we didn't put any names.
Because they're rich, white, and hot.
No, because it's very embarrassing, and there's no crime.
And you don't want to embarrass the people that are rich, white, and hot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And so when you're at this lesbian sex party with all of these married women that you knew from
Not all, just a couple.
The neighborhood.
Yep.
You only knew a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it change your view of them in future bake sales?
Hey, thanks for bringing brownies to the PTA meeting. How's that clit piercing?
That's again, this is one of the things about being a cop, that you just get a different view of people's lives.
I just think that for most cops that deal with just bizarre stuff like that, it's just they just compound on each other and you forget about most of them. And a lot of these incidents you have to kind of have your memory recall. And you have to sit down and consciously think about, let me think of some weird calls that I was on. And they pop up, but you forget about them. And the only time you remember them, if for 15 years later I'm in Stop and Shop and I see the lady and she says hi, and then the first thing she remembers, oh, that's the cop that unhandcuffed me, and well, that's the lady that I had to unhandcuff. But other than that, you just forget about it.
Why would you handcuff 2 ladies to the bed?
Oh, there must have been a third lady somewhere with some sort of a device. I don't know what was going on.
2 people handcuffed to the same bed. Maybe there were 2 people.
I don't know. We didn't ask many questions.
Here's the thing, Nathan.
Everyone was embarrassed.
Here's what it comes down to. I don't know enough about sex.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. If only I'd been a cop, I would have learned so much more.
Go on a few porn sites tonight, Dave, and see if you can just do the search.
Lemon party.
Lemon party.
That's pretty comparable to what we just talked about.
Is that true?
Lemon party.
Is that true?
You don't know what that is?
Never heard of it.
It's when it's mostly elderly people.
Yeah.
They just all get together. It's kind of like a swingers thing, but they just, pee in martini glasses and drink each other's piss.
You're joking. You made that up.
I'm not joking.
There's no way that's
that true?
I'm not joking.
You're joking.
That's a lemon party. That's a lemon party.
Not a lemon party.
Grammy and Gramps get together with their friends from the golf club, and they drink each other's piss out of martini glasses.
You're making it up. You're making it up.
That's what people do when they're old and have too much money.
I'm old. Well, that's a good point. I don't have too much money. Maybe that's why I haven't.
I know what your search term is going to be when we're done with this podcast. Cucumber party or some fucking thing about cucumbers.
I'm not going to be able to go to the supermarket for a week after dealing with you two. We've got, and this is, by the way, our next episode is going to deal with the workplace or such as it is of being a cop, but we have one more. Is that right?
Yeah, we get the last one. I saved the best one for last. I shouldn't say it's the best one, but it was the one that pissed me off the most. We've had people once in a while will call and they'll be wheelchair bound. All right, and we'll go to their house and They're legitimately wheelchair bound because they were in a car accident. They're elderly. They have, a medical condition where they can't walk, whatever it is. And you know who those people are, and you go to their house and you help them out, and it's no problem. And they're very thankful for you helping them out. If something, we had a lady who always used to drop her remote control to her TV, and she couldn't